And so I'm gonna click into the game, and I'm not touching the mouse right now.
Oh, dang.
So if it's got a plus on it, it's identified that as a target.
Dude. You might have recently seen an article about a new machine learning hack and how they work on any console, any platform, undetectable, powered by AI. There's videos of it working, going viral on Twitter. Every gaming news company has an article on it, and this immediately had all of my attention. It's bad. So everyone kind of gets that these hacks are a big deal, but I'm not sure the magnitude of what these hacks entail is really understood. It's bad. So everyone kind of gets that these hacks are a big deal, but I'm not sure the magnitude of what these hacks entail is really understood, or what it means for the FPS genre as a whole. In just the few days that it's taken me to edit this video, Activision has scrubbed the internet of these files. That in itself testifies to the threat this technology has on the industry. More on this at the end of the video. I wanted to get my hands on the files themselves to see if I could go through and find out if what I thought was happening. And I found out. Through some connections, I sourced the files. At the time of recording this video, based on what I can see where it's originating from, there's only about 500 people utilizing these right now. It's bad. So everyone kind of gets that these hacks are a big deal, but I'm not sure the magnitude of what these hacks entail is really understood. But if there's anything we know about the internet, it's about to spread like wildfire. It is the internet, combined with undetectable hacks that work on any console and any game. I mean, if you thought FPS games were dry right now, bruh, it's about to get wild out there. You might be just like, oh, I haven't addicted to aimbot. I've seen aimbot before. Let me explain why these are different. This type of hack is only possible in recent years, like with the computing power we have now. It's not detectable. It's not stoppable by any realistic means. The entire FPS genre is about to get hit really hard. A standard aimbot works by intruding upon the game file to get the player's location and snap the target. You know where they are. Spectate someone, see this person's hacking, right? It's not hard to tell that person's hacking. And aside from that, because it's using the game files themselves, you got things like BattleEye, Valorant Vanguard. Now these hacks are still plaguing games like Rainbow Six Siege, Warzone, PUBG. I mean, they're unplayable at times, but a majority of the time you'll still be able to play and have some decent fun. PUBG's never playable anymore. You can't. All that's left in PUBG is what is going to be the entire FPS genre. It's going to be a terrible experience, and overall, the player stops playing the game, moves on to something else where there's less happening. It's not detectable. It's not stoppable by any realistic means. The entire FPS genre is about to get hit really hard. So let me break down how this new machine learning AI hack works to help you understand why I'm being so dramatic about this. First things first is these are not like normal hacks where you just click mouse one and it snaps the target and kills them, or even just snaps the target as soon as they're in view and kills them without you doing much at all. These have the deception of making you feel like you're actually good at the game, which is a whole other video in itself of how dangerous these are. It's like an ultra aim assist and can be fine-tuned to be as hacky as you want. It can be snap to target and kill them in 50 milliseconds, or it can be just assisted enough to where you're probably going to win the gun battle unless the other person is just cracked out of their mind. So these work by actually looking at what's happening on your screen via a capture card, and then deciding where the enemies are on your screen, and then inputting movement based on where the enemies are and shooting them for you. Because of the way they work with the capture card, you can run it on a totally different system. So I've got a 2 PC setup here. I could be playing Valorant on my gaming PC. My capture card that goes through to watch my stream, twitch.tv/basically homeless. It uses that information in the NVIDIA capture card to scan what's happening on the screen. It does that with Python, which I've been using a lot recently in a lot of my other videos. You've got your capture card Python running on another computer, scanning where the enemies are, and then it uses a device called a Titan 2 to then take that information and input into the game however it sees fit. This device, all it does is it uses the computer and thinking it's controlled, and that's not detectable because of the nature of how it runs on another system and then inputs through this. When I plug this into the computer with the settings that I want, it shows up as an HID device, which is then able to put in. Dude, this is crazy. An HID device is a human interface device. So you've got a computer using human interface device. Bruh. It's like Skynet levels of hacks for FPS games. The best way to put it is like, imagine I'm sitting here gaming, but then it's not me. It's literally a computer looking at my screen, holding the mouse, and gaming, but at human levels of gaming. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to So you've got a computer using human interface device. Bruh. It's like Skynet levels of hacks for FPS games. The best way to put it is like, imagine I'm sitting here gaming, but then it's not me. It's literally a computer looking they understand the magnitude of these, except for one guy. Freaking one guy, Steven. Look at this guy, Steven. They don't reside on the host machine, like we said. It's running on a different system completely the game from on. So you can't text it. It works on any game because it detects, like, if there's a character running around that looks like an enemy, you can learn what the enemy look like and pick them out of your screen better than you can. Better than any human would be able to. You can detect the computer as a capture card, right? But then you can't scan it as a capture. I mean, Valorant Vanguard cannot detect it. Your favorite streamer can be using this right now and not get banned. And because it doesn't just snap to target, it uses an aim assist. You can't see that from a viewer standpoint. It just looks like whoever's using it is insane. So it's not impossible to detect it, right? If I was standing over your shoulder, I could view and see that you're using it, obviously. But it's not very realistic. It can't. Battle Eye representative, one for each household. No, that's just not. So it's possible, not probable at all. So how do you detect this? There is research that a machine learning anti-cheat could detect the small, minute movements that make this inhuman. A machine learning anti-cheat that's running on everyone's system. But keep in mind, that is gamers trusting in big companies like Activision and Ubisoft to develop a machine learning anti-cheat that counters this one in a timely fashion that makes them zero money for the benefit of the player's experience. I can't even say it with a straight face. Do you want to take resources away from everything that makes you money and microtransactions and skins and stuff so that more people will have fun? That's why this is such a big deal. And I don't know what happens if every game has a huge number of players using a capture card and a device. Like, what happens when everyone's hacking? It's just a big hack-off. It's a big hack-off. What do you do? What do you do if it's a big hack-off? All I'm saying is that throughout gaming history, we haven't really been able to count on the microtransactions and skins and stuff so that more people will have fun. That's why this is such a big deal. And I don't know what happens if every game has a huge number of players using a capture card and a device. Like, what happens when everyone's hacking? It's just a big hack-off. It's just a big hack-off. What do you do? What do you do if it's a big hack-off? All I'm saying is that throughout gaming history, we haven't really been able to count on the AAA gaming companies to look out for what's best. Companies to look out for what's best for the players. It's gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. This hack marks the beginning of machine learning versus machine learning for the experience of humans in the gaming industry. Holy crap, dude. It's crazy what this entails for the industry. All this being said, in the meantime, enjoy gaming with your buddies while you can. I've always found this topic particularly interesting because I don't fully understand how it's fun for the person hacking. In a few places I've seen the argument that this particular hack won't be able to take off because a capture card is required, along with a $100 piece of hardware that acts as an input. But with my experience using different inputs for games, I can tell you, you don't need a capture card and you don't need a Type 2 device. If developed properly by someone else, all you would need is a second computer with a graphics card, which a majority of people have access to. This isn't a standard video for my channel. I just felt this topic was very unique. And I hope I'm wrong, but I think we're headed for rainy days in the FPS industry. Anyway, and right as I went to render this, I got word that Activision's legal team over the weekend destroyed, with facts and logic, the providers of this one-of-a-kind machine learning hack. But for 5 days, any old Joe could go on this Discord, donate a few bucks, and some guy named User101 would give him access to a hack that could single-handedly cripple the entire FPS genre as a whole. The fact that Activision did this confirms the insane magnitude of this technology. For now, the files and instructions of how to use this hack are on the hard drives of just a few hundred people in the whole world. So Activision held back the floodgates, but for how long? A follower of the channel was able to whip up a similar program in just a few days. How long until someone else makes an improved version of this same type of hack? As you and I know all too well, the internet always wins. But this time, I don't think we want them to.